Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
A weather alert day on this Sunday. Showers and storms going through the area. I'll tell you how long this flood watch lasts coming up in just a bit.
And as the manhunt for the suspect accused of killing a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband continues, we're learning more about the man who died. What a classmate remembers about Raleigh native Mark Hortman from their time together at Millbrook High School. And we've now learned the name of the man who drowned at a popular Raleigh swimming spot where there have been several previous tragedies. Well, today is a WRAL weather alert day with a flood watch in effect as storms move through our area. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carly Haynes. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at how things are timing out for the evening. Hey, Grant.
Hey, and there's showers and storms already rolling through the area. You can see them moving to the north and east through parts of Raleigh now, through Durham not too long ago, and now making their way to the north and east over parts of Halifax and in the northern eastern portions of the area here. You'll see more storms, a lot of lightning near Garner and Raleigh, just to the east of Holly Springs as well, northeast of Clayton, more showers and storms located there, and more storms right along 401 in Lewisburg and also along Youngsville and Wake Forest. So these showers and storms could pack a punch, bringing some isolated flash flooding and also the possibility for some strong wind gusts, even more showers just to the north and east of those. So the flood watch goes all the way through 11 p.m. this evening. This includes counties as far south as down towards Clinton and Sampson County, up towards Lewisburg, Warrenton, through Conway as well, Roxborough included in this flood watch. It goes through 11 p.m. this evening. Again, some of these showers and storms could bring some isolated flash flooding. And that highest threat going to be in our northern and eastern spots. We'll time out how long these showers and storms last. That's coming up in just a bit.
Grant, thank you. Right now at 6, the manhunt continues for this man. 57-year-old Vance Volter is accused of shooting 2 Minnesota lawmakers and their spouses, killing 2 people. The FBI has announced a $50,000 reward for information leading to his arrest. Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark, were both killed in the shooting. Mark Hortman was a Raleigh native graduating from UNC Chapel Hill and NC State. WRAL's Heidi Kirk joins us live from outside Millbrook High School, which Hortman attended. Heidi, how are the classmates remembering Hortman tonight?
Well, Carly, the loss of the Hortmans is so personal from people all across the Triangle. As you mentioned, Mark Hortman went to school and graduated right here at Millbrook High School in 1984, going on to UNC Chapel Hill and NC State, earning degrees at both of those institutions. Now, friends from all across the Triangle are taking to social media this weekend and speaking out about the Hortmans, remembering them. Now, in this photo, you can see Mark at a 2014 Millbrook High class reunion. His high school friend AJ Richards spoke with us just hours ago, telling us she pulled up this picture to mourn the loss of her friend. Now, Richards remembers him as being full of happiness and kindness throughout high school, specifically remembering what it was like to go to dances together and pulling him into the dance circle. Now, take a listen to part of our conversation.
I could not imagine Mark having any enemies. He was just the nicest young man. He was very smart, and he just was a good friend to everyone. And, you know, I can just see his smile. Even looking in the picture, he's like right behind me. I'm in the front row in the dress, and he's like right behind me. And I'm just like, yep, that's Mark's smile.
And Carly, this is something that really sticks with me from our conversation with her. She said she remembers when Melissa ran for office and she spoke with Mark via Facebook, saying that he was so proud of her for making that run. Now, of course, she also told us that it's made the entire Millbrook High School graduating class come together and remember them and their losses. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
So special. Heidi, thank you. The FBI is now offering up to $50,000 in reward money for any information leading to the whereabouts of Vance Volter. Jen Zolifan has the latest on the manhunt and the investigation underway tonight in Minnesota.
Flowers and handwritten notes left outside the Minnesota State Capitol as the North Star State mourns the loss of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark. They were murdered in their home early Saturday morning in what Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said appeared to be a politically motivated assassination. Minnesota leaders remembering Hortman as a loving mom and dedicated public servant.
Melissa Hortman is the most incredible person that I wish everyone in the nation knew her. Went into politics with little kids. That's how I got to know her. We were both moms in politics, taught Sunday school, Girl Scout leader, balanced all of it.
The suspect, 57-year-old Vance Bolter. Police also believe he's responsible for shooting State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette multiple times in their home in Champlin, Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis.
The last information we had is that he was out of surgery and was in stable condition at that time.
Police say Bolter was dressed like a police officer when they found him outside of Hortman's home in Brooklyn Park. Authorities say he fired a weapon at police before running away, triggering a manhunt.
There may be other people with him, and we would like to speak to anybody that may have had contact with him.
Even more disturbing, police say they found what they believe to be a manifesto inside his car with nearly 70 names, including lawmakers and abortion providers, as well as No Kings flyers referring to anti-Trump protests.
There will come a time down the road for healing within us as a community, but right now I think what's required is a calming words and rhetoric.
Jen Sullivan, WRAL News.
A man is in the hospital after he was shot in the chest overnight. Raleigh police say it happened just after 2:30 this morning on Star Street. Police have not identified a suspect or announced any arrests at this time. And a man was injured in a shooting inside a Raleigh sports bar. It happened inside Touchdown Sports Bar on New Bern Avenue just before 2 this morning. The man has non-life-threatening injuries. No arrests have been announced. The Wake County Sheriff's Office identified the man whose body was recovered from the Neuse River yesterday. They say 39-year-old Adrian Basilio's body was found after a 2-hour search of the Raleigh Beach area of the river. Witnesses told investigators Basilio went under the water and never resurfaced. Broadcastify radio traffic details the search process and the moment Basilio was found.
HSO's got a drone that they're about to take off from here on the pedestrian bridge. Also, to provide it all en route. So just update me whenever you know something. You can timestamp the victim's been recovered.
I copy. Victim recovered 1814.
And the city of Raleigh installed signs in English and Spanish at Raleigh Beach in September. They warned visitors about steep drop-offs and fast currents. A new safety gate was also installed at that time, preventing vehicles from actually driving down to the water. The Neuse River drowning was one of several that happened across North Carolina this weekend. A body was recovered from Lake Norman in Iredell County this morning. The drowning was first reported yesterday, but crews had to call off the search until this morning because of the bad weather. And in Cleveland County, a man died after drowning on Moss Lake yesterday afternoon. A man and a woman were killed in a small plane crash in eastern North Carolina yesterday afternoon. It happened near Tabor City in Columbus County. The Columbus County Sheriff says the plane took off from Spartanburg, South Carolina, and was headed to Myrtle Beach. The two victims have not been identified at this time, but the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the crash. A final vote is coming up on the RAINS Act. It would let the Republican-controlled legislature block new rules proposed by state agencies overseen by the state's Democratic governor. GOP lawmakers say giving this authority to the legislature would create more accountability and that fewer regulations should help lower costs for businesses. Now, critics fear environmental protections, public health, or public safety could all be at risk. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie tells us this bill is clearly also about state lawmakers taking more power away from the governor.
The legislature has been really loath to share power with the governor, and that doesn't matter whether the governor was a Democrat or a Republican or whether they were of the same or different parties. It's been a constant tension. I think it's been a little bit more of a tension, however, given the fact that we've got a current Republican leadership in the legislature who really wants to take the reins of the state, and we've got some Democrats who've been in the governor's mansion who have pushed back.
Now, if approved, Governor Stein would almost certainly veto the bill. Republicans would then only need one Democrat in the House and none in the Senate to override that. For more on the debate, you can go to NC Capitol, that section of WRAL.com. The State Department of Transportation Secretary recently visited Western North Carolina as recovery work continues there. Secretary Joey Hopkins says the region's recovery efforts are seeing continued progress. There is still a long way to go.
My overall impression is progress. I mean, it's been 8 months since the storm hit late September last year, and everywhere we go, we see continued progress. And what we need to do is continue to put a focus on Western North Carolina. We need to come here, we need to spend our money here, support the local businesses.
And the State Department of Transportation says there have been 1,441 total closures since Helene. 1,402 roads are now fully open. 4 of them reopened this past week. Strolling and connecting. Coming up on this Father's Day, how one new dad is making it easier for men to network while bonding with their little ones. Also ahead, summer camp time, what the Triangle YMCA is offering kids who are now out of school. Welcome back. You are getting a live look at Raleigh, where it is just pouring rain right now. We are going to check in with meteorologist Grant Skinner in just a little bit with a look at your Father's Day forecast. Well, becoming a new dad has its challenges, but it's also a blessing for those ready to start a family. And one man in Raleigh has made it his mission to help other fathers overcome the growing pains while navigating it himself. WRAL's Laura Levine explains how they're fostering father connections one stroll at a time.
Taking a stroll through Pullen Park now has a different meaning for new dad William Falston.
So my daughter was born in January of this year, and I noticed that there were a lot of mother groups, a lot of communities for mothers, but not many for fathers.
He loves to go on walks and spend time with his wife and daughter, and instantly felt the desire to connect with other dads in the same boat of raising a new life.
And I looked and couldn't really find anything, so I decided to try to build my own.
Building a community for dads, a safe space for men to talk, walk, and stroll with their kids while fostering new connections.
We kind of share the same sentiments. We're trying to raise children, and things look different nowadays from how they have in the past.
So he created the Raleigh Stroller Society, a social group for dads, which began with about a handful showing up to local parks. Now for his second only event this Father's Day weekend, dozens of dads were also inspired to get involved.
Why is this critical? Why is this important?
I think this is important because I think there's not enough emphasis on men's mental health. So I think we need to rely on each other. We've become so disconnected nowadays in society.
He tells me it also opens up the door to more important conversations.
We've talked about the feeling of loneliness and feeling of like, I don't know who to turn to.
And he hopes the Stroller Society will only grow and to eventually show their children how much they care.
I wanted her to know that like I put the effort forward to really build something not just for myself and for my community, but also for her so that I can be a better father.
Laura Levine, WRAL News in Raleigh.
Well, another busy day at the Raleigh Convention Center for Wake County High School graduations. Right here, you are taking a live look at Green Level High School ceremony underway right now. Earlier today, Leesville Road High School seniors turned their tassels, and tomorrow, South Garner, Heritage, Wake Forest, and Cary High Schools hold their ceremony at the Convention Center. Well, we are taking a look at some rain bands that are moving across Lake Gaston right now. Grant, people probably ran into some rain themselves as they were out and about this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been scattered across the area over the past several hours, moving through portions of Raleigh right now, moving to the north and east. They're going to bring multiple impacts this evening, so we'll talk about that. Let's start with our weather alert day, of course, for your Father's Day, now through 11 o'clock this evening. Damaging wind gusts and flash flooding are the main threats with these showers and storms, mainly watching for that flash flooding. This is a time lapse of one of those storms that moved over to RDU not too long ago. Now the picture now is looking better. Some distant showers and storms. You can see some clouds mixed in, but some peaks of blue there. A little bit nicer than it was earlier. At the Gardens, now a little bit of sunshine. There were some showers that just moved over us just a few minutes ago. Now it's quieter here, but other spots are not as quiet. Taking a look at radar, you can see scattered showers and thunderstorms just
Bradley Chubb is one of the greatest players in Wolfpack history. Now, even though he's moved on to an NFL career, Wolfpack Hall of Famer is still finding a way to make an impact at his alma mater.
There you go. Loud and proud, loud and proud.
He's become a Dolphin, but he's always a part of the pack.
You know, Raleigh's been such a great city to me over my past career and over my college career as well. So I just wanted to give back to this community as much as I could.
Former NC State defensive end Bradley Chubb back in town for his first free youth football camp in Raleigh. Part of a partnership with the Savage Wolves Collective.
What's up?
Glad to get the first one in the books. It went very well. It was on Father's Day. A lot of fathers showed out.
Chubb, known for tackling quarterbacks, can throw a pretty nice spiral too.
For me, it's an opportunity to get into the community, get into these kids' ear, let them know, give them like little tidbits of information that help me have success. And I feel like that's what it's all about, pushing the game forward, pushing life forward, and setting the next generation up for success.
When you got hard work and focus put together, that's when you make things happen.
Kids got the chance to catch a touchdown from Chubb and also meet current Wolfpack players like Justin Jolie and Raleigh native Wesley Grimes.
What's it like kind of interacting with some of the kids today, signing autographs, being their hero out here?
It's great. It's amazing, just seeing the kids' enthusiasm. It's always fun to run out here with the kids, just watch them laugh and smile and just have a good time, throw the football around. So it's just a joyful experience. So I was happy to be here.
They're giving back today before they give it all this season.
The group of guys we have is a special group, and we're getting better each and every day. And, it feels like something special is coming to Carter Finley. And, having fun with a group of guys. It's a brotherhood, and I love this team.
We're all moving in that direction, man. A lot of guys are focused, locked in, ready to go. And I was just during OTA, so I know when training camp and the season comes up, it's going to be 10 times. So I'm excited.
The Hurricanes' first goal program fitting hundreds of kids this week with gear. The program gives kids a full set of hockey equipment, 6 hours of on-ice training, and 2 tickets to a Hurricanes game. It's a way to build the next generation of fans and maybe players. Canes assistant GM Darren York in the house. Not sure he's scouting those kids yet, but he does have his eye on the NHL draft. The Canes had the 29th pick in the first round and picked up some future assets in the Mikko Rantanen trade. York didn't tip his hand, but likes the position the team is in.
The goal is to get better every single year and can stay competitive every single year, and to be able to do that through the draft, whether it's through trades, free agency, we're in a great position to have success over a long period of time, given our salary cap situation, given our depth chart, given our prospects. We feel like this is a great time to be a Carolina Hurricanes fan and to be a Hurricanes player as we make the step to trying to win the Stanley Cup.
And there's a look at Carolina's 2023 first-round pick, Bradley Nadeau. This year's draft set for June 27th. And a look at my Father's Day this morning, breakfast in bed. First time I've ever had that, Carly. Usually reserved only for Mother's Day. Look at me, lucky guy.
You were living the life before coming in here today, Pat. Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to you and for all of the dads out there. Have a good one.